Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Breakthrough Show. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I'm super excited to be here with you today, celebrating the 4th birthday of the Breakthrough Show and the Breakthrough Show Network. We got a little nostalgic, a little laughy, a little teary on Project Joy Live this morning, kicking off the day, and it was a beautiful time with some of my fellow co-hosts, and excited to spend some more time with some of them coming up on this episode today, as well as a friendly face who was part of one of our panels seasons of the Breakthrough Show as well, coming up. I have to start out with some gratitude. I was on our website this morning, thebreakthroughshow.com, and really going through just some of the episodes, just scrolling as I do. Some of the episodes, some of the incredible people on the show, and really taking note and having gratitude for so many of the people that were there from the very beginning when it was just something that we thought of and wanted to put out in the world, and didn't know if I didn't have any plans for it to go past season 1. And then the way that everything happened, everything just sort of fell into place. And I'm so thankful for the people that have been there from the very beginning, from when it was just an idea, and being so encouraging, and in the beginning going, it doesn't matter, no one's watching, I'll come and be on the show, and and just being a part of it without any expectation for what was in store for them. And so I just really am in a place of gratitude this morning. If you're joining us live, and you are on the replay as well, if you've been on the show, if you have been a guest on the Breakthrough Show, I would love for you to comment below and share any joy, any breakthroughs, any fun moments that you remember. I would love for you to do that in the comments and allow us to share in that moment with you. I blown away by the response that we've gotten already this morning, doing this event with you guys. And I can't wait to share in talking about breakthroughs. And also on this episode, we're going to be focusing on what it has been like for our hosts, being hosts of the show, joy that it's brought to their life, breakthroughs that they've experienced in being a host on the Breakthrough Show or the Breakthrough Show Network. And I'm really excited to dig into that value that it may or may not, I don't know, we'll find out, has brought to their lives. So I'm excited to dig into that. Usually the Breakthrough Show hasn't been live in quite some time. Typically it's, recorded and edited and beautified, but we're coming out here as we are this morning, and really excited about that. Juju's here this morning and said, happy birthday, Breakthrough Show and Network. Brittany said, hi again. It feels like forever. It has. It's been about 35 minutes, Brittany. It's good to see you again. Mandee's here. Good morning. Good to see you again. Happy birthday. Miss Judith is here. Happy birthday, Breakthrough Show, one of our fabulous Breakthrough and Project Joy guests as well. So happy to see you here this morning. And I'd love to hear from you, Judith, as well, about what your experience has been like being a part of the Breakthrough Show Network. Without further ado this morning, I would love to welcome some of our special guests on the show. I kind of love getting to focus on the people that have really made these shows go round, and that's our fabulous co-hosts and hosts, and excited to dig in with them a little bit this morning. So without further ado, let's bring them onto the screen. Good morning, fellow hosts and fellow co-hosts of the Breakthrough Show and the Breakthrough Show Network. It's good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
I saw some of you a little while ago already. I feel like deja vu. What's happening all over
I know,
again.
right?
I'm excited to be doing this with you guys today. And I will do as I did on the last show, which is go around and introduce anybody in case anyone's just jumping on with us this morning. And this morning, I would like to start with we've got an OG on every show, which I love. This morning, this person I knew well before having the show, and and was there for the creation of it, and being a part and being on the panel and being a guest. And anytime I've asked, she has shown up and delivered, and I can't be more grateful for her part in the network, the show, and also as a friend. Welcome, Shoshana Chaim.
Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for having me. This is
It's good to have you back this morning. So you were a panelist back when we had panelists on the show, which was always a fun it was a fun idea in my head, logistically speaking, and lots happening with that. But I would love to know what is something that sticks out for you that you remember as being a panelist on the show?
So the number one thing that I remember are the cookies from the green room. So that was a great joke that we had here. We're obviously virtual, so having the cookies from the green room, but really it's the connection that I made with the other panelists and the friendships that I developed and the communities that led me to exploring, and people who came in and explored my community and the impact that actually made in their life. At the time, my concentration was really about nutrition and plant-based nutrition, and even seeing people go 100% plant-based and their kids go vegan, and all of these amazing things happen, and all the ripple effects from that. Just to think, it's so humbling to think that because I knew them, that's the change that made, but because of the Breakthrough show, that's how we were able to connect. So there are no accidents.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And it was such a cool thing for me to see that relationship happen between you guys as well, because I love, that's something that I feel like I pride myself on, is trying really hard to bring people together and make those introductions and seeing the relationships happen. I played a video on the last show where we showed Brett Weiss had gone back to Kenya, and him and Olivia Ambani got together, and it was just like, I can't, like, introducing people from across the world just thrills me beyond belief. So it's really cool that you brought that up as well. Also joining us from early on in the game, again, the man needs no introduction. Shiraz is here this morning.
Ooh.
So, just so you know, I'm having my plant-based hash brown as I finish up my breakfast.
That's as good as it gets here this morning. That's good. I love it. Shiraz is the host of Rewriting Reality on the network, but it started out that you were a guest on a special edition episode that we had done back, I think it was between seasons 2 and 3. We had done some special edition episodes, and that was a lot of fun. And I thought, I need to see him do this on air with other people, because I don't want to be the only one crying over here. So we made it happen. And so Shiraz was actually the first Breakthrough Extra host, network host, when we expanded beyond the show. So excited about that. What has been a breakthrough moment or a standout moment for you in being a host on the network as opposed to just a guest?
There's, like, it's not like I've got to find one, I've got to narrow it down.
Yeah.
But I think one of the big things is just the community, the responsiveness of the community, the people that keep showing up and interacting, and it really feels more like a family of people around rather than just an audience out there.
Yeah, I love that. I agree. It's so nice when I go to do the show and see the same faces pop up, and some faces that have been in the audience since 2018, and like, it's just really cool to see that. You don't sometimes, you have the people that come and go, but there's so many of the people I see every single week, even if it's on the replay, even if it's, they're there, and I appreciate that 100%. So thank you for sharing that as well. My next fabulous guests that are with us today, we met in the TikTok world, and from the moment I saw them live from the beach, I said they need to have a show of their own at some point here. It needs to happen. Donnell and Angelique Jackson are here from Divine DNA this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Yes. I'm better than I was 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. The waking up is happening. It's happening. I love it. So you guys dig deep on relationships. So I'm sure there have been many, many breakthrough moments that you guys have experienced already, even just having your show since last year. But what has been something that has been a standout moment for you in the role of being hosts?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, throughout that time, I can honestly say I learned a little bit more actually from the wife herself. When she came up with ideas for the show, and I was like, where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Just out the box with the ideas, and it's like, wow. But just being able to meet new people, and things like that, to meet new people, and just being able to talk to the people that you know, and understanding them a little bit better, and then by listening to us, they enjoy us. And then there are times where we'll say, well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. They're like, wait, we have to wait all that time just to see you guys. And it's just I guess the impression that we've made on other people, that they love to hear from us and love to hear us speak. It's just a joy to hear how people feel about just listening to us share our experiences from being married for so long. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. I will say on a personal note, what I've loved from the beginning about you guys, and I'm not discounting any of the incredible experts that we have had on the Breakthrough Show and the Breakthrough Show Network over the years, because that expertise has been such a huge catalyst for growth in my own life, and I know the lives of other people watching. But y'all have come from experience from day one, and it has never been this pretentious, I know better than you. It has always been, this is where we come from, and you can take it or leave it, but we have it here to offer to you. And so I appreciate that very real perspective that you guys have brought to the network, and I think it's invaluable for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So did y'all bring tissues this morning? Because I forgot them again on the break. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm a little busy over here. Wednesdays are Divine DNA Day. That's right.
Yes.
It is what it is what it is. You already know. Also, on the panel today, we have one of our new goddesses in the crew, who just has 2 episodes under our belt, and already in our last 2 host meetings, it has been the #1 viewed show on the network, and so we're really, really excited for her, and also her partner Mandee on the show. I mentioned on the last show that she is an absolute joy to work with behind the scenes, just always ready to jump in and help out and give ideas and what's next and let's do it and getting her hands dirty. So Juju, Divine Empress from Learning in Silence, is here this morning.
Hey.
Good
morning. Hello again.
We're excited to have you here this morning. Now, I know, as I mentioned, that you have 2 episodes under your belt, but I'm sure that you have experienced your own growth and everything already. But what has your breakthrough host experience been like for you so far?
Well, becoming a co-host of the Breakthrough Show Network and of Anglic by Mandee, it has given me confidence to speak my truth, and it has helped me create this safe space that I could be able to be me, and not just myself, but allow others to be themselves as well, and and speak up with whatever issues they have or challenges that they are going through at the moment. And that is something, I don't know, I'm beyond grateful for that. I am beyond grateful for that, that I'm able to be my authentic self, and I could be able to learn from others and not just in silence.
Yes. Not just inside. Let me tell you, we had such a good time behind the scenes in the creation of Juju's show and talking about the title "Learning in Silence." And I remember Shiraz going, "Are we just going to sit there and like we just going to watch you for an hour? Like, what is this?" I love it. I love it. So you brought up a good point about having that confidence, Juju, and that growing over just a couple of episodes. What have, and any of you can chime in, what have you noticed about yourself through the experience of being a host on the show or on the network? Was there any growth that you experienced personally?
So for me, being on the Breakthrough show at the time that I was on, most of the time that I was on, it was actually live. So I had been a podcaster for a couple of years already. We don't do a ton of editing, but if I have a big bleep up moment, I know my husband can take that out. So being on live is definitely a growth opportunity from a presentation point of view, and just being able to laugh at yourself and let yourself go and know that whatever comes out in the moment is really meant to be. And if you can't get your words out, you can't get your words out. Or your joke goes too far, your joke goes too far. It just is what it is, and not to take yourself so seriously. So for me, that was a huge part of my development.
Yeah, that liveness is real. It's real. And see, and then I was like, okay, so we'll just start editing the show and it'll make it easier. And then I went and created more live shows. So clearly I'm a glutton for punishment. I love the lives.
You are, yeah.
That's it. And there is a magic about the lives that happens when the interaction with all of these fabulous people out here, you know, that bring a different life to the show. It feels like Shiraz mentioned already, like a family rather than just preaching to people. And again, there's a time and a place, but I love the family atmosphere. Shiraz, have you experienced any growth in being a host personally?
I have, and I just want to point out though that even though Juju's show is number 1, mine is in the top 10.
Yes.
Can't let me have this. Let me have it. I'm the baby now.
Competitive spirit.
We got a little of that going on. It's like that underlying thing. Like everybody's all, "Oh, I love you so much," and then, "Did you see her at the last meeting?" I'm just trying to.
I mean, we didn't say anything about she took our number 1 spot, but we didn't say that because she's new. Yeah.
We just don't Go ahead, Shiraz.
Shiraz, learn from the Jacksons. Learn from the Jacksons.
Okay.
Learning in silence.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go on that show and learn how
That's
to do
all
that.
I'm saying. Learning in silence.
So for me, I think one of the learning moments was working smarter, not harder. And that was when I had a couple of guests on, and it struck me to have the new format where they coach me, I coach them, because it doubles the value to the audience, but I have to do half the work. Right. So that worked out really well for me.
Yeah. I love that. Brittany said, one of the things I absolutely love the most about the Breakthrough show is the transparency. It's so beautiful. We really try to have an honest conversation on this show and create the space for everybody to tell their stories. And sometimes that means coming on and being honest and being real and sharing about the challenges of just this human life. And I know that you do that often on your show, Shiraz.
Yep.
It's a fun time. I love the realness of the shows, those live moments. It's a joyful reminder we are all human, and that has beauty within it. Yeah, I think we've all had the moments where we've forgotten to push the button, or like today, just these videos magically stop playing in the middle, and you just do. You do what you got to do. You just do what you got to do. That's it.
Exactly.
I love it. Donnell, Angelique, you guys have any big growth moments as individuals through your host experience?
Well, as you said before, pushing the button was one of my biggest growth moments. The very first show, we were talking for a whole 7 minutes. I remember it like it was yesterday, before I realized I had to push the damn button. So that's my thing. Push the button. You have to push the button. One of the things, like Brittany said and Shoshana said, when you're live, and it's just that experience about being on camera. You're just being yourself, because when you're around, if you're around people, you can't edit those moments. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, be yourself, because it's just like talking to someone. It's just being yourself, and it's just having fun, being able to be yourself and not have to worry about going back and, well, I didn't want to say that, or how I said it was wrong or anything. No, you're just yourself. You're just being, yourself. And I love it. I love the transparency and just learning different, even though we talk about different things on the show. There are times where we look up information just to make sure, that we want to be on point, and we also want to go, on record of, seeing information about it and confirming what we already know. So there's certain times where we do learn different things when we have different topics as well. So I think every show we tend to grow when you have those guests, because you learn more. You learn more from the other person, about how they feel about a particular subject or matter of topic, that we're talking about. So it's a growth every episode. It's like we grow every episode.
Yeah. What about you, Angelique? Any thoughts about personal growth?
Personal growth is just, when it comes to the show, learning different perspectives, hearing about other people. It opens your mind to new ways of thinking.
No, he did. I'm sorry.
Opens your mind to new ways of thinking and acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as much as we give and as much as we teach, we learn and we grow. And it's an amazing exchange.
Yeah. I have a question. I want to piggyback off that thought here in just a moment. But Juju, I know you mentioned the confidence within yourself. How has that been for you, learning to be confident live on air?
Ooh, it's been a challenge. It has definitely been a challenge. I didn't have none at all. I didn't even know how it just happened. It just happened, and it has definitely, I could say that has been my growth. Just the fact of being in camera. I was the text person. I never talked or video chatted with nobody. Like, I didn't like that. And me showing and being in camera and having the confidence just to speak and talk to other people, like have these conversations with Ugly Pretty Chick, confidence in 100, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a challenge.
Yeah, and it's a space of vulnerability to just put yourself out there in that kind of way. And basically everybody's saying Shiraz is grounded at this point. But that's part of it is being yourself, and it can be learning to be confident is one thing, and then you add on to it doing it in front of everybody. That adds a whole layer of vulnerability, which the Jacksons had a whole episode on that was so good, and it just puts it all out there. And sometimes it is just about creating that safe space for us to feel like, okay, it's safe for me to be confident now. It is safe for me to be vulnerable now. And that's what I talked about it on the last show this morning, that we witnessed on that show about vulnerability on the Jacksons, because we watched that happen with Deja right on the show, where she started out the show going, I can't be vulnerable. I can't, do. And then we watched by the end, it was like, whoa, like, where did that vulnerability come from? It was amazing to watch that. And so it was a beautiful example of what happens when we create these safe spaces for people to tell stories and all of that. I want to talk about as well the moments when we may be challenged. So Angelique mentioned, having different perspectives on the show and different ideas. And so I would love to ask you guys, Juju, I know you're fairly new to this, but it may have happened to you already. When you hear something that maybe you don't agree with one of your guests, or a topic comes up that is a hot button topic that you tend to get a little fiery about, and all of that, like, what has that experience been like for you? As being the host and going, okay, I know my job is to just kind of be the host and hold space right now. Like, how have you processed that, if it's happened at all to any of you?
Well, I know with our show, when the ladies were on, and one of the topics was forgiveness. Everyone had their perspective on forgiveness. Some people say, you know what, damn it, I don't forgive. And some people, whose name we shall not mention, but and it wasn't. Everybody has their opinions on how they feel. So we don't want to take that away. It adds to the show. It really does.
To the conversation.
Right. Because you get to understand why that person
feels the way they do.
Exactly.
And if they want to go beyond that, or if they don't, it's still interesting to hear their perspective and how they think.
And you still, in terms, you still learn from each other. It's like, okay, because even though she has that sense of, I don't forgive, she still listened to the other to the other guests. She still listened to the other ladies, and she didn't say, you know what, I don't have time for this. You guys don't understand. And she didn't leave. She stayed. You know what I'm saying? Because she wanted to hear their perspectives on how they go about forgiving, or how they go about not forgiving. It was a very good show.
Yeah. Shoshana, I know obviously when you were on the Breakthrough show, there was never anything anybody disagreed with, but also in doing Plant Trainers podcast, I'm sure you've had guests on that occasionally might have views that differ from your own. Like, how do you sort of process that as being the host and go through that experience?
Yeah, well, I was sitting and thinking about that, not knowing you were going to ask that question, just kind of like thinking about my own experience. And I mean, the people who come on my show are pre-qualified. They're coming to teach about plant-based nutrition, fitness, like 90% of them are plant-based already. But even within the plant-based world, there are differences. So some love oil, some don't use oil. So there's different things that happen there, and I think for us it's just important. It's very science-based too. So that's an opinion. Look into it. Here's some other science. Look into that too, and being respectful. I think everything in life, politics, religion, everything in life comes back to just being respectful to other people as human beings, right? And then taking it forward from there. So that's something that I've really learned to do. And I think over the 7.5 years, I've also learned to stand up for my opinion more, as opposed to being a people pleaser, which is my roots and where I come from. Stand up for what I believe in, but always in a respectful way. And I think that's the most important part there. If we treat each other like humans, if we treat each other like what we want to be. All of our experiences are different. All of our research is different. If you would have told me, 13 years ago that plant-based nutrition was the best way and we didn't need this much protein and oil is contributing to your heart disease, I wouldn't have reacted very well, because that wasn't my truth. That wasn't, as a personal trainer, what I had learned, and that's not what society had taught me. So we have to understand where people are coming from and give them an opportunity to be exposed to different ideas or different science or different whatever it is, internalize it, do more work on their own, and go on their journey.
Yeah. I love how you said, that it's about holding that space, but also not being a doormat. I think just because people think sometimes, I think looking into these shows, that just because we have somebody on the show that doesn't agree with our line of thought, it doesn't mean that we agree with them just because they're on the show. It doesn't mean that's what it is. And sometimes it's about just holding that space, and then, like you said, not being that doormat at the end of the day, and sticking up for yourself and your own beliefs and whatnot as well. So I appreciate you sharing that perspective too. Shiraz, we know no one ever disagrees with you, but
How can they? Great.
I know. But how do you sort of, when you come across, have you come across that on your show at all, where you don't necessarily align with whatever it is they're sharing, and how do you process that?
Sometimes it's happened where I'm sitting there going, where are you going? Where are you going with this? and so it just sort of gets me a little bit on edge, so I can start thinking, how am I going to spin this so it works? But one thing that works for me a lot now, dealing on the show or just in any aspect, I was listening to a comedian, and he was talking about how if you say bless his heart or bless her heart after any insult, it immediately negates the insult, right? So it's like, that guy doesn't know, the difference between a boot and a whale or something like that. He's like, that's stupid. Bless his heart. Like, it just negates everything. So when people start going into these weird talks or tangents and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I'm like, oh, bless your heart. I don't say it out loud, but I say it internally, and it just diffuses everything. and it's not just for the show; it's through life now.
In one description, one answer to a question, Shiraz has single-handedly shared why I'm moving. Just like that, it's happened. That's it's a very Southern thing you got going on over there, Shiraz. And I'm knocking over this is a sign right here. My microphone's falling down, everything else. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to sit back and kind of, because I've had those thoughts in shows where I'm like, oh, this is not what I thought we'd be discussing, but here we are, and the show's almost over. It's great. And just keep holding that space as a host, and know that it's one show. It's one show, it's one guest, it's one thought. It's, doesn't mean that we have to align with it. But sometimes I agree with you. I'm like, where are we going? What trip are we going down right now? Juju, any thoughts from you on this topic of how you handle being a host when it might be a hot button topic or something you might not agree with?
To be honest, I haven't had that experience yet, because, like I said, the show is pretty new, and I don't believe Ugly Pretty Chick or me has experienced that, but I could use the example between me and her when we do have these conversations, and we don't always agree on these conversations. We at least, respect each other to listen to each other, at least, hear them out and see where they're coming from, and, respectfully just let them know, I don't agree with that. And, we are adults. We should be able to handle that.
Right. Raquel's back out here again this morning. I love it. And I love that we're talking about respect. I think that that's so key. It's so key. When you, obviously the platform of the Breakthrough Show is about storytelling, and we're sharing life experiences. Could you have imagined that being a part of the Breakthrough show in any way would be a chapter in your book? And if you title that chapter, what would you call it? That's my question. Craziness and breakthroughs.
Was that a question for everybody?
Yes, whoever wants
Oh.
to answer.
Raz and his cookies.
Could you have imagined being a host on the Breakthrough Show Network would be part of a chapter in your book, in your journey? And if so, and if not, what would you call that chapter?
I couldn't have imagined it, but I would title it as we were thinking about doing a podcast before the offer came from you for the show. So I would say it was out of the box and alignment.
Outside the box. That's a good one.
Because a podcast, you can be visible or not visible, and we were leaning towards not being visible. But
She was like, no.
Get your cute selves on camera. Come on.
She's like, come with me. Be with me.
so out of the box, out of the background, pure alignment.
Yeah.
And then we finally got on camera and stuff like that with the nerves. I was like, what the heck was Jessica thinking? Why did we here? Oh my God. Push the button.
I had a vision. Push the button. Got to push the button to fulfill that vision, though. Just trying to say. Shoshana.
So as a picture book author, I don't think, like, I'm just thinking, there's no chapter. It's just the book. And that's kind of where my brain goes to. But I think, we'd have to perfect it, but something like breakthroughs grow from the dirt, or breakthroughs come from the dirt. Because I think a big theme that we saw so many times over and over again is that some people's big breakthroughs came from some of their lowest moments. And the dirt's gross, and people don't like dirt, and we don't like to be dirty, and we go outside, and if we get dirty, we come home, we wash our clothes, we shower, right? But the most beautiful things grow out of the dirt. All the flowers, all the food, the trees, right? So from this dirt that nobody really wants comes these beautiful things. And I think that that's an important message for kids to learn. I think that's an important message for adults to learn, is that we're not unique in the fact that we've all had our lowest moments in our life. But if we keep going forward and we learn from those experiences and we take part in opportunities that come up, the most beautiful things can grow. So I think that's kind of where I go with it.
Yeah, I love it. Brittany's feeling it. She's feeling it. Also, Mandee said her cover would be Moon Star Alignment. I like that title. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Shiraz, what's your chapter called?
Jessica rolls her eyes at me again.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing that happens daily. Daily. Maybe even several times a day, depending on what we're doing. Would there be anything else?
It's basically become my life's mission right now. So
I figured as much. No, truthfully, I think that to make a serious moment out of it, if I may, that's one of the things that I have really enjoyed, maybe not in the moment, but on reflection about this journey, is the challenge of the different people being a part of the network, the guests, the audience at times. It has been a lesson in juggling and a lesson in listening and being respectful and not being the doormat and standing up for myself and not taking things personally and not giving a shit, as you said before, what other people think of you. And I think that mirror that our relationships as part of this is fabulous. And I've said before, this is a little personal tidbit here. My brother, Adam, who his passing was a catalyst for me doing everything that I do in my life today, presently, and a part of starting this show. He had a very similar demeanor to Shiraz, and I often say that Shiraz, it's been a gift because it's like working with my brother, and so okay. Anybody else?
Good heart.
Here's on the Breakthrough Show.
We're not. I know. I know. Who would have thunk it? Okay. So, Juju, what would your title be called, or chapter?
Too, but I will go with breakthrough knowledge.
Lots of
Or knowledge
learning.
breakthrough.
Lots
I
of
love
learning.
learning. So
Yes.
it's all about learning for me and getting to know different things out there in the world, not just here, just all around the world, and getting to know everybody's perspective on things. I just love that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that the breakthrough has given me. Different knowledge of different people, ideas of different people.
Yeah. I agree. Somebody's cutting onions. I'm going to have to ask you guys to stop cooking during these shows. Okay. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you being here with me today to share about your breakthroughs, and that you, and all of the things that you've experienced. I would love to go around and see if there's anything, before we end, that anybody wants to share about, just maybe in a word, in a phrase, any of that, what the Breakthrough Show means to them. I will start with Shoshana.
Well, before we do that, can you share your chapter name?
Oh, my show. Oh, God. The roller coaster. I honestly think it would be the unexpected, or something of that nature, the unanticipated. I continue to say, every time I tell the story of the Breakthrough Show, I continue to say that I didn't plan any of this. This was all orchestrated and placed in my lap, and continues to be daily. And that doesn't mean that I don't have to work. And it doesn't mean that I don't have really challenging times, but it means that it just all came together. I would have never, ever, couldn't have pictured this for myself. So something unexpected, unanticipated, I think would be around there in the title for sure. Thank you for asking, Shoshana. This is why you're a great host.
Yeah, so if I were to sum up the Breakthrough Show, that was a question, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think it's just that breakthroughs lead to breakthroughs, right? Mm-hmm. When you know that you've had one, you know that you can have one again. And when you hear other people's breakthroughs, you recognize other breakthroughs you've had in your life as well. And it's the the power of when you see something and when you hear about something, it just brings more of that into your life. And so breakthroughs bring breakthroughs.
Love it. I love it. Shiraz.
First of all, I want to point out that Juju, when she was asked what happened, she said she loves learning. And right after that, there was about 2-3 seconds of silence, which is so on brand.
Juju's on it today with the branding. Yes, ma'am.
For me, the interesting thing is I love doing the show. I love the whole breakthrough experience. But the big thing for me is Soul Saturdays, where we just get to hang.
Yeah. I love that. For anybody that doesn't know what Shiraz is talking about, we would love to have you join us. For people that are not aware, the Breakthrough Show Network is all self-funded, self-supported, all of that. And if it wasn't for all of us hosts and some amazing fans of the show, that's how everything is funded. And so when you support the network in whatever way you do, whether that's being a host or joining our community, you can go to bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. I'm going to put it down the bottom for you while I'm talking here. When you support the network in whatever way, I think it starts out low, goes higher. You have options. You can join us for Soul Saturday Morning Coffee. And every Saturday morning, since even well before the Breakthrough Show, I've been doing coffee since 2015. and been there every Saturday like clockwork. And it is a cool space where we're just exploring different topics. I know Shoshana has been there before from time to time, and it's a wonderful place to be. And I appreciate you bringing that up, Shiraz, because it's a cool place to hang out, as you said. Hang out, get to know us a little bit. Angelique, sum it up for us.
I got this, babe. You know, the times where I've caught the show, because you know I work, and what I try to do best is to try to catch everybody's show, regardless of whether I'm working or not, because you know that's how much I love being a part of the network. You know, I want to show support to everybody, and even my wife. You know, we want to show support to everybody on the show. But the times where I've caught the different people on the show, it's just been awesome. Even if it's just been tidbits, it's just been awesome to hear different people from different countries and different things. It's just been amazing. It's like, man, you know, somebody from another country is talking. You know, it's just been amazing, and just to see and just to experience, you know, those people has been quite awesome. So to see that and to have a show where you actually get to experience and it's so close to home, it's amazing. So I enjoy it.
I love it. Juju, sum it up for us, your experience.
Small words. Audience becoming friends, and the friends becoming family in my heart, or in our hearts.
Yep. I agree. Words. I love it. And the next chapter will be called Air Mattresses on the Floor While We Listen to Vanilla Ice. That's what the next chapter will be called. It's going to be good. Thank you guys for joining me on the show today. I appreciate all of you. I know you can find Juju, Donnell, Angelique, Shiraz, all of them on the Breakthrough Show Network. You can go to thebreakthroughshow.com. Shoshana Chaim, we want to make sure that everybody visits you, shoshanachaim.com. They can get your book. I see it behind you. I Am a Peaceful Goldfish. They can also get lots of other things, ways to connect with you and everything there as well. Thank you, my friend, for joining us today. I appreciate you. Absolutely. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to let the other hosts go get some snacks, do some errands, everything else, because we have Freedom Starts Now coming up. But I'll be back in just a minute after this break what are we going to do? We're going to talk about what's coming up next, and I've got to show you around some of the changes on the breakthroughshow.com. We'll be right back after this. Thanks, guys.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to the Breakthrough Show. So excited to be here with you for our 4th birthday episode today. It was so nice having everybody on the show today and getting to talk about the experience of being a host on a network. And I would love to invite you, if you have considered having a podcast, having a show, and you want to explore what that looks like, you're interested in being a part of our family, you just want to hear more about it. It's a no sales call. It is a conversation about the family that we've created here. I would love for you to head over to thebreakthroughshow.com and connect with me there. You can also join our Discord and I can chat with you there as well. bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. I'm just saying we have no Saturday shows right now, so it might be fun to get you plugged in as a host there as well, if it is in alignment with us all. So I would love for you to do that. Also, I want to share with you a couple things because there has been a lot of changes going on behind the scenes of the Breakthrough Show. And one of those things is our website, thebreakthroughshow.com. And also, a little surprise for my fellow hosts out there, the Breakthrough Show Network.com is an additional URL that we will be adding. Like I said, when I started the show, it was not a plan to be a network. And so everything has just grown and changed as we've gone on. But on our website, I want to give you a little bit of a virtual tour here in case you've never been there and you want to see how you can get plugged into different things. On the homepage, we have whatever show is live that's happening. You can always watch at thebreakthroughshow.com. You can go there and click, this is whatever is live in the moment. This box over here will take you to the Breakthrough Show and itself. And then all of these beautiful people down here, this will all take you to different shows that we have currently broadcasting on the network. As you continue to scroll, you're going to see any past shows that we've had. You'll be able to go watch the replays of those at all time. We've got some fabulous testimonials here of people that love the Breakthrough Show. And then you can connect with our guests, some different affiliate partners we have, and find out information about the amazing event that we did last year. Now, if you go all the way back up to the top, you're going to see a few different things. You're going to see about, this will tell you about the birth of the Breakthrough Show, how it all came to be. I wish I had time to tell you the whole long story here, but you can always go and read about it. On the connections page, this is one of my favorite spaces on thebreakthroughshow.com. I will just be honest with you. This page houses, now it's still being updated all the time to include some people that have been on the other shows and whatnot, but this page on the website talks about and shows pictures of all of the different people that have been guests on the Breakthrough Show. It is amazing. It looks like it's not going to load for me right now. There we go. But it is all organized alphabetically by first name. And I went to scrolling down here this morning and I was like, look at the gorgeous rainbow of people that is happening here. And I was so moved and just so grateful for all of these people that have been a part of the Breakthrough Show itself. Like I said, it's all being updated now to include all of the people that have been on the network shows as well. But it's just an incredible you want to connect with anybody, I highly recommend going there. You're going to find somebody to connect with. Also, another amazing page, if you are ever looking at being a guest on the Breakthrough Show or any of the network shows, clicking on casting is the best way to find out about opportunities. I try really hard to keep this page updated of different shows, what's available for shows and everything else. If different hosts are booked for the year, they're booked for the year. And I try to keep that updated there, but you can also choose a calendar time to chat with me. We have our little Breakthrough Show shop. There's a few different pieces of merch there that is also being expanded on in the second half of the year. And we also have this fabulous donate button here, which I really appreciate. Again, everybody who has donated to keep our network growing. And you can do that regularly, again, by heading to bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. And we would love to have you a part of our community to be able to participate in our other community activities and supporting the network regularly that way. I have to come back to the homepage really quick here because this is something that I'm not sure many of you even know about because this is a very recent addition and something that's really exciting. So when you click on that Breakthrough Show logo there, it's going to take you to the homepage of the Breakthrough Show that has all of the past episodes. Now, if you scroll down, we have a brand new interactive map for season 6. Now, this map, as you know, for season 6, we've been doing Breakthroughs Around the World series, talking to our hope is to talk to 40 people from 40 different countries. But what's really cool is you can scroll over this map and you can see the name. There's Ivinder over in Iceland, and there is Darren Sprinkle over in Canada, native Canada. Then you have Elsa in Mexico, and you have Michelle in Barbados, and you can go over each of these things. Each of the countries you can see are represented, and then all the yellow dots are the people from season 6. And when you click on them, it will take you over to their episode of the show. So that's something that I'm really excited about, really proud of, that interactive map being part of our Breakthrough Show website now. And you can, of course, see all of the episodes. There we go. When you click on it, it takes you to the episode of the show. So really super proud of that. Wanted to show you guys around a little bit. It's something that it was really special to me to put together. And eventually I would love to put together something that includes absolutely everybody that's ever been on the show. I think it would be amazing, amazing, amazing. And speaking of Darren, hi, Darren. It's good to see you here this morning. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, Raquel, for being here today as well. Yes, it was so much fun, Darren, and I'm thankful that you have been a part of the network this season as well. I want to thank you all for being here today. I want to thank you for making this Breakthrough Show episode a special one. And I'm excited about what's to come. Coming up at, let me get my stuff up here, you guys, so that I can actually share with you. Coming up at 10 a.m. Central Time, so in about a half an hour, 11 a.m. Eastern, we have Freedom Starts Now with Karen Timer. So be sure to tune in for that, talking about how we experience more freedom in our lives. I am going to be absent for that episode because I have to go play mom's taxi and drive children's around the town. But I will be back for spirit sessions later this afternoon as well. I hope you guys are enjoying this birthday celebration. I thank you so much for being here. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life and make every day a great day for a breakthrough. We'll see you next time.